بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب إله العالمين بالقاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيت الأطهار الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. قال الله الحكيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من 1000 شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. صدق الله العلي العظيم. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. اللهم أسألك بالطريقة المثلى واجعلني على ملتك أموت وأحيا. Oh Allah, I ask you to be on most exemplary path and make me die and live in your creed, on your deen. Two beautiful segments of Dua Makarimul Akhlaq by our fourth Imam, Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam. That teaches us a very beautiful lesson that we should keep reminding ourselves about these lessons and make sure we put it into practice. On our day-to-day life, we are faced with tangible and intangible materials, ideas, sins, rewards, good deeds. It is very difficult for us to leave the tangible and believe in unseen. When something comes in front of me and it is tangible, most definitely, and most of us, we take what is in hand rather than something that is unseen, that I have to believe in it. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in chapter 2, Surah Al-Baqarah, the beginning, He says this book, this Quran is guidance for those who are pious. And then He gives the characteristics of the pious people. He says one of them, الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ, those who believe in unseen are those that are pious, and the book of Allah will be guidance for them. So it is very difficult but needs practice. Every concept that we have talked and every idea, every personality that we have talked in this past 28 days and night, it's not impossible. They are doable, they are practicable, but we have to put the effort into it. Every ism has tried and they will try to get more people to follow their path, be it financialism, capitalism, socialism, and so on and so forth. Be it religion, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, and so on and so forth. They are trying to get us to follow that religion. And all of them, they are promising us salvation and success. So it becomes very difficult. If we don't do our homework, it becomes a difficult task to do which one of these to follow. As far as my day-to-day practice, as far as my religiosity, as far as my actions, as far as I believe. Should I just believe in Jesus to be Son of God and attend Sunday Mass and this is it? And make sure I look after the neighbor and a couple of other good deeds, this is it? Or should I become like Jewish? That they have very, very, very restrict. Brother Hassan, if we can lower the volume a little bit. Like Judaism, that they have a very, very strict ahkam and jurisprudence that is very difficult to apply. If you read religious studies classes and you read Judaism, and if you want to become a really good Jew, it becomes very difficult that you have to really follow every small little jurisprudence or fiqh that they have within their own religion. So what is it? Which one should we follow? and what is the best one to follow. Imam is teaching us to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allahumma as'aluka bi tariqat al-muthla. Oh Allah, I want to be on that exemplary path. You have to guide me. You have to show it to me. I am kind of lost between all of these paths. Even within our own Islam, religion, different faith. Hanbali, Hanafi, Shafi'i, Maliki, Jafari, and all the other ones. As far as fiqh, Ash'ari, Mu'tazili, and Jafari, as far as the belief, and so on and so forth. Rasulullah said it, after me 73 sects. How can we get it? It becomes difficult. And Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam, there's a beautiful hadith from the Imams that states that during the occultation of the Imam, they knew it, what we will face. Imam said that during the occultation of the last Imam, people will be perplexed in ignorance and they will be deviated unless their heart is strong and they are firm believers in us Ahlul Bayt, and they ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and do amalun salih. If not, people will be deviated. And as we have said, unfortunately, majority of people go toward tangibles, something that they can see, even within our belief. And we've seen sometimes within history, even today, Allah shows the path crystal clear that this is the path. But it doesn't take that many days for people to deviate. Story of Prophet Musa ala nabiyina wa alayhi salam. He says to his people, I'm going to leave 30 days and then I'll come back. How many days added to that? 10 days. So instead of him returning 30 days, he came back at the 40th, after 40th day. We see people, his nation, they started worshipping the calf. When he comes and he talks with his brother Harun, and the story that you guys are, alhamdulillah, very, very aware of it. So what happens? Only 40 days. It doesn't take months and years for people to deviate. That's for Prophet Musa, at least 40 days. Our own Prophet, how many days did it take? It didn't take any days. While he was on his deathbed on the day of Khamis, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. How many days it takes for people to deviate? So we have to be very, very careful and keep reading these du'as, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for us to be on the exemplary path. Because it becomes very difficult. If you remember one of the nights we talked, we will be tested. Our faith will be tested. To see, are we going to follow or not? Are we going to come up to something tangible? We see tangible that the other sects are more in number. They are majority. It becomes tangible. Many of our youth, they have this question, Sheikh, the other school, not saying school of thought, the other sects have more people than ours. How can we prove that we are right and they are wrong, even if they are big in number, majority? How can we prove it? So this becomes very, very difficult, that we have to keep for ourselves, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that will become an action for our parents that are sitting here, to do dua for your kids. In your qunut, in between your salah, anytime, oh Allah, keep my kids on the right path. Myself and my kids, we have as a parents this responsibility to do dua for them. Because the more we going, the more further we going within life, it's becoming tougher and tougher and more difficult to be on the right path. That was one story from the life of Prophet Musa. Another story, also from the life of Prophet Musa. They come by the ocean. He hits the stick. The ocean opens. They cross the ocean. They just saw the miracle. They just saw. As soon as they go across the ocean, they see people are worshipping idols. They ask Prophet Musa, can you create a God for us like them that they have? Even they just saw it, they just witnessed it, it becomes still again. Shaitan comes in those moments. First one, 40 days. This one right away, and with the life of our own prophets. That's why we have to again keep reading du'as and asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It becomes very, very important concept, that we have to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and do Say it. Amal. Asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala an amal. When we come, let me give you another example. How many of you guys have been to New York? Driving in New York. You see how difficult it becomes. The GPS, you have to keep hearing it and 10 times looking at it, because the path comes like suddenly you're faced with like 4 ways and it says go straight. Okay, all of them they go straight, but this one is a little bit to the right, this one is next to it, and this one, which one it is? In New York, it's very, very, very easy to get lost. And you get lost, that's it. You have to go and find. Same things for DC. People who come to DC, they know that first when you move into DC, you need at least 4 or 5 hours to get lost in DC, and then after that you will find your way in DC. That New York is our life. And that GPS is the teachings of Ahlul Bayt. When we have the GPS, driving in New York, we keep looking at it. Making sure, we tell the person sitting next to us, are you sure this is the path? This is the where we have to go. We've crossed the toll, and it's like 4 ways, 5 ways. This way goes this way, this way, this way. Suddenly you have to take exits. Even people in New York, they have to have GPS. They've lived in New York, they have to have GPS. Why? Because of the way that it is structured, it's very, very, very easy to get lost. Why we don't look at that and come to our own life? That how easy it is for our youth, our own, us, as a 60 years old, as a 70 years old, to be misguided by one thing, one hadith, one ayah, one verse that are misunderstood, and people bring doubt into the religion for me to be deviated. Don't we have it within our history? I have given many examples. I give another example today after loud salawat. Abil Hamza al-Bata'ini. How many of you guys have heard of him? See, that's why we need to read our history. Abil Hamza al-Bata'ini was the companion of our 7th Imam, Imam Musa ibn Jafaria al-Kadhim alayhi salam. Not only he was a companion of our Imam, rather he was wakil and the representative of our Imam. To the position that he has reached. People would come to him, he was in another state, another country than our Imam Musa ibn Ja'far. He used to get the money, the khums and zakat of the people, and he would send it to our 7th Imam, Imam Musa ibn Ja'far al-Kadhim alayhi salam. As soon as Imam was murdered and departs this world, he sees that much money, zakat, khums, position, I'm the representative of Imam. Him and a couple of other people get together and they start the faith Waqifiyya, that they stopped by the 7th Imam. Have we heard of Waqifiyya? That they don't continue to our 8th Imam and 9th and 10th and 11th and 12th. That was started with one individual who was the representative of the Imam. He was wakil of the Imam. People trusted him. But he was deviated. Money, wealth, position, deviated him. How much we have to be careful. Even if I reach that position, of course, shaitan doesn't leave me. Oh Allah, bless me to be on your exemplary path. And we have to be very careful. People will come and they will tell us that our path is not right path. And they will keep telling us. Has it happened before? Of course. Chapter 20, verse 63, Surah Taha. When Prophet Musa and Prophet Harun, they came to courtyard of Pharaoh and they did their mu'jizah. What did Pharaoh say? He says, قالوا إن هذان لساحران يريدان أن يخرجاكم من أرضكم بسحرهما ويذهبا بطريقتكم المثلى. See, Imam says, Allahumma as'aluka bi at-tariqata al-muthla. Oh Allah, I want to be on your exemplary path. Here Pharaoh says also, they said, these two indeed are magicians, Prophet Harun and Musa, who intend to expel you from your land with their magic and to abolish your excellent tradition. Prophet Musa and Harun, they're bringing mu'ajizah, not magic, mu'jiza, Fir'aun tell the people, be careful. They want to take you out of their own, for your own tradition. Excellent tradition, excellent exemplary path. They want to deviate you. Don't we see it today also happening also? People come, your religion that you have is not a right religion. We go even further. Unfortunately, what an unfortunate. The marja' that you follow, he wants to take you away from the religion of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. And the followers of this marja' talks about the followers of the other marja'. And the followers of that marja' talk about the followers of this marja'. And on and on and on. So we have to be very careful. When we read ahadith, when we read Quran, let's remind ourselves, 5 books. May Allah bless majority of the sisters and 1 or 2 brothers. They have brought me their flash drive and I have transferred the books. 5 books that we have to read. Let's remember. Number 1, Usul al-Kafi. Number 2, Risalat al-Huquq, Treatise of Imam Zayn al-Abidin. Number 3, Nahj al-Fasaha, mashallah to the sisters. Number 4, Sahif al-Sajjadiyya, mashallah brothers. Keep going. Number 5, Tuhaf al-Uqul. When we read these ahadith, when we read the verses of Quran, Quran is not only verses that has happened only before and is not going to happen. History is repeating itself. Same that during the time of Prophet Musa, people were deviated. Same that Prophet Musa, people were tested. Same as time of Prophet Musa, they were tested to see if they're going to follow the path of Prophet Musa or will be with Fir'aun. The same thing will happen again and again and again. So what can we do? In this difficult time, 2 things. Dua, action. That action is us reading. Dua and applying it. And following the one path that is the truth. How many paths? Are you guys with me? How many paths? One path. Do we have different paths to Allah? We have one path. Where do we learn it? Where do we learn that is only one path to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not many paths? Which this is the new idea, not a new idea, alaykum assalam. Within, you can see within university and within some scholars, they come and discuss this, that there are many paths to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not one path. They try to relativize the truth. We read chapter 6, verse 153, Surah Al-An'am. وَأَنَّ هَذَا صِرَاطِي مُسْتَقِيمًا فَاتَّبِعُوهُ. Rasulullah say, this is my path. فَأَنَّ هَذَا صِرَاطِي مُسْتَقِيمًا فَاتَّبِعُوهُ وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا سُبُلَ فَتَفَرَّقَ بِكُمْ عَنْ سَبِيلِهِ ذَلِكُمْ وَصَّاكُمْ بِهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Say, this is indeed my straight path. So follow it, and do not follow other ways, for they will separate you from His way. One path, not many paths. There is one way of doing what is right. There are not many ways of doing what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to do. So I have to find that one path. Within our own faith, within our own religion of Islam, we see different faith. Which one is right? Which one is the one that Rasulullah did? Because he's asking, وَأَنَّ هَذَا صِرَاطِي مُسْتَقِيمٌ. This is my path that is right. Not, they are right, they are right, they are right. Brother, we're all Muslim. We're all doing what Allah asks us. What kind of God is this that He asked me to do it this way? He asked the other person to do it this way, asked this person to do it this way, and He said all of you guys are right. What kind of God is this? Made us confused completely. If I may have a request, you say loud salawat and please move your to right and forward. One person is with us with a loud salawat. Let's have loud salawat. So we have to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam is teaching us within this beautiful dua that unfortunately has been abandoned from our community. Dua Makarimul Akhlaq. Oh Allah, show me that exemplary path. Because it's very, very easy to just follow many paths and find out this is the right thing to do, just do it. Not reading and researching. That's where the example of New York and GPS comes. We have to go back to the Quran and the Hadith of Ahlul Bayt. It's not that I found the path. People of Prophet Musa, they found the path. They were his followers. They just crossed the ocean. They asked Prophet Musa for worshipping idols. People of Prophet Musa, they were the followers of Prophet Musa. They knew that they have to believe in one God. After he left them for 40 days, they start worshipping the calf. We have to go back to Quran and Hadith. We have to go back to Quran and Hadith on a daily basis to make sure we are on the right path. Because if we don't, every day we deviate 1 millimeter, 1 centimeter degree. Next day, next day, next day, next day. You see 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. We have started our own ism. We have to be very, very careful. Follow the footstep of Rasulullah and the progeny that he told me after me, khulafa'i min ba'di ithna ashar. All the school of thought have wrote this hadith that the imams after me will be 12, and he named them. He named them. But we go and we say, okay, Rasulullah, you came with your own jurisprudence, your fiqh. We do our own fiqh. Not only people during the time of Rasulullah, after Rasulullah, right away after his departure, they came up with their own jurisprudence and bid'ah and innovation to the religion. Until today it's happening also. That's why we have to be very careful. Go back to Hadith and Quran. That's the first segment. Oh Allah, show me and place me on that exemplary path of yours. If it isn't because of you and your guidance, I will be misguided. If you take this GPS away from me and take me 1 hour, put me in New York, I would be lost. This life of ours, Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, starting from Rasulullah, they said, this is the path. This is the information, this is the GPS, this is where you want to go, and this is your destination. How can you get to this destination? Do's and don'ts. That becomes jurisprudence, that becomes fiqh, that becomes ahkam, that's become aqeedah, that's become akhlaq. This is where you're going to end up. These are the questions. Get ready for the questions. Next segment. وَاجْعَلْنِي عَلَى مِلَّتِكَ أَمُوتُ وَأَحْيَا. Oh Allah, make me die and live in your creed, in your deen. Question. Why Imam says, make me die and live? Why not make me live and then die on your path? Why? Two things that comes to our mind. Many other interpretation can be done to it. Number one, make me die and live. The righteous people in their day-to-day action, inshallah, if I get a chance, one Ramadan or one time if I come, we'll do the interpretation and the tafseer of khutbatul muttaqeen. The khutbah, the sermon of pious people. That Imam Ali alayhi salam, salawat by his name, Hammam comes, the companion of the Imam, comes to tell the Imam, oh Imam, describe me pious people. You always talk about taqwa, taqwa, taqwa. I want you to describe me in a way that I can see this person is muttaqi, this person is pious. Imam tells him, no, just move on. It's beyond your capacity, beyond your limit. He insists, and Imam describes khutbatul muttaqeen. Go ahead and read it. It's beautiful. Tonight, go ahead and search it. I know I'm putting too much information on you guys to read. There's a lot of reading to be done, but it's for our own benefit. At least read the English translation. Khutbatul muttaqeen, or the sermon of the pious. Imam describes the characteristic. One of them is a pious individual. Every good deed that he does, he sees heaven in front of him, and that heaven motivates him. He sees akhirah in front of his eyes everywhere that he goes. And as soon as he's about to commit sin, he sees hellfire in front of him, and he avoids haram. He sees it. So interpretation of this segment of dua shows us that the righteous people, while they're living day-to-day life, they see akhirah and they're seeing death. They think that death can come to me every minute. I have to be very careful. Even though they're alive, but their mind is always akhirah, 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 death. They try to take as much as stuff with them toward hereafter. Will this act benefit me in my grave or not? No, it doesn't. This act will benefit me in my grave? No, it doesn't. This act, of course, let me rush toward it. I need this for my akhirah. I need to take more and more and more. So they are alive, but their characteristic is based on what can I take from the time of death and grave and barzakh and akhirah. That's one understanding. Another understanding, that Imam says, let me die and live on your path and on your deen. Because as we brought the example, many people lived life of religiosity and righteousness and believers, but the last minute, last hour, last day, last month, last year of their life, that was it. We brought many examples in this past month of the people who were righteous, who were religious, who were companions of Rasulullah, who were with Rasulullah, who were companions of the Imam. One of them that we talked today, Abi Hamza al-Bata'in, representative of Imam, but the last day, last week, last month, last year, last couple of years of their life, they completely were misguided and they started their own faith and they deviated from the right path 180 degrees. So Imam wants to say, I want to live my life on your creed, but make sure it is a good ending. That's why we do in the dua, Allahumma ja'al awaqib umurina khayrah. Oh Allah, make sure the ending is good. We have to live our life on the right path, because we don't know when is our ending. My ending may be tomorrow, maybe day after Eid prayer, I come, I lead the prayer, maybe I won't get the chance to come and lead the prayer. We don't know. So I don't know the ending. That's why we have to keep on the right path and keep looking at the GPS, because we want to get to the destination. Our destination, whatever we're doing for the time that Israel come and the soul comes here. We want to leave this dunya as a believer. That's it. That's the destination. If we leave from this dunya pure, on the right path, on the path of Allah, Rasulullah and Ahlul Bayt, Alhamdulillah, that's it. After that, that's it. So that's the GPS is showing us, the hadith and the verses of Quran showing us that is the ending. Make sure you're in this path. You've seen when we are driving with a GPS, sometimes the updated one tells you there's a new route which makes it faster for you. Do you want to take that? Either you say yes or no. We want to make sure that other path takes us where we have to go to. If not, let us stick on this path that Allah, via Ahlul Bayt and Rasulullah, have shown us. Because we have to ask the good ending. Why? Quran chapter 12 verse 101, Surah Yusuf. Prophet Yusuf, who is ma'soom, infallible, what does he ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Tawaffani musliman wa alhaqni bis salihin. Prophet Yusuf is asking, oh Allah, let my death be in submission and unite me with the righteous, or for me to be a Muslim. If Prophet Yusuf is asking this, Tawaffani musliman wa alhaqni bis salihin. Oh Allah, let my death be on the path of Islam and the path of submission to you, and unite me with the righteous. You and I, how many times a day we have to ask this dua? That, oh Allah, make sure the ending is what we are working for. Zubair, I brought this example again, but we have to keep reminding ourselves. Zubair, companion of Rasulullah, fought and defended Rasulullah in many battles. Alaykum as-salam. that Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam states that how many times the sword of Zubair relieved Rasulullah. How many times it was the sword of Zubair that stood and defended Rasulullah and protected Rasulullah and relieved pain from the heart of Rasulullah. But his son, Abdullah bin Zubair, during the time of Jamal, fighting between the war between Zubair and Talha and Aisha and Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, Zubair was on the other side fighting the Imam and the Khalifa of his time. If we want to say, okay, Amir al-Mu'minin wasn't the first Khalifa, wasn't the second Khalifa, wasn't the third Khalifa, okay, for the sake of argument, he was the fourth Khalifa at least. That people are supposed to accept him as the fourth Khalifa at least. You guys pledge allegiance to him. How dare you came and you raise war against him? That's it. Finished. Finished. The ending. Allahumma ja'al awaqib umurina khayra. This is the reason. That no matter what I have reached, where I reach within my religiosity, with my belief, with my faith, with my iman, last hour, last minute, last day, last week, last month, last year, last couple of years are very, very important. How I finish this life to next year, to next life. That's what we have to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and keep asking and begging. Dua and say it. Dua and, are you guys with me? I know it's the maybe last day or day before last, and iftar and fasting has taken so much on you, but I hope still you guys are not sleeping. Some people I can see them daydreaming, inshallah. Don't say too much live, hi, they might wake up. Dua and amal. We ask Allah and we read a hadith of Ahlul Bayt, and we go to book of the Risala of our Maraja, and we refer and we come back. We keep reading. On a daily basis we have to read. Because on a daily basis shaitan is trying to deviate us. On a minute basis he's trying to deviate us. How can we tackle it? How can us as a parents and our youth tackle it? Us reading it within our gathering. Remember last night's action plan? Within our gathering we discuss verses of Quran. Within our gathering we discuss ahadith of Ahlul Bayt. Within our gathering we discuss du'as of Ahlul Bayt. This du'a, and we're going to continue and continue and continue. Let's have a loud salawat. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن. Everybody, صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا. صلوات.